Sometimes opportunities for regional cooperation come from other situations you didn't expect. Recently, we had a regional youth group home that the scope changed and we no longer needed the group home facility to be what it was. And so meeting with the partners, what we decided to do was to close it. And that left us with a facility that was really well suited to something else.
So I remember the day you and I went there and looked around, and we both kind of said, you know, this looks like part of a fire station without the bays for the fire trucks. And you know, there's been a long-term idea of another York County fire station in this part of the county, which is kind of a underserved hotspot, and it also fit in pretty nicely with the mutual aid and kind of near the boundary of not only Williamsburg and parts of James City County. We had a situation where the structure was, and the land was owned by the city, but it was within the boundary of the county. We said, how can we sort of come together in a way to efficiently deliver a fire station, that would be good for the county, but also good for the city and the region.
Yeah, it's sort of interesting because, in modern fire station construction, you'd be looking to build individual bunk rooms, and here was a building that was already set up for it.
It had. So. And it also had some other things, like it already had an emergency generator. It also had a kitchen and a freezer, all things you find in a fire station.
I mean, the timing couldn't have been better for the city. We were in the midst of planning our next big fire investment, and that included designing a new station. And the major question was, are we going to build 2 stations or 1? And really, for us, given our geography and how our population is set up, it made more sense to stay with a centralized station. And the opportunity to have stronger mutual aid from York County in that part of the city really made the decision a lot easier. We were able to make a lease proposal that I think was very favorable to the county and considered the return to the city in the form of that mutual aid.
So for well over 15 years, the Department of Fire and Life Safety has had a need for a fire station in Moortown, Waller Mill Bypass Road corridor. When the facility became available, we looked at it, evaluated the way it was laid out with bunk space and kitchen area and day room space. Where we see the benefit from this fire station is it reduces the response time in many areas of the county, and it also provides the necessary additional backup to the other fire stations that exist, not only in York County, but James City County and the city of Williamsburg, since we are close to the line of all 3 jurisdictions.
So location for York County Station 7 for the city is beneficial because it really helps us on the upper end of the city responses. So it provides us with additional command structure with Battalion 2 coming out of this station. It's going to provide us with additional medic unit, which is going to help all of Greater Williamsburg. And in particularly another ladder company being able to come up in that area of the city is going to help augment the resources that we already have. So just the addition of resources and manpower specifically to an area that it's a little bit further for us to get to out of our downtown station is extremely beneficial to the city.
For many decades in the Greater Williamsburg area, we really don't worry about what boundary lines exist, and we recognize the importance of responding the closest unit to the emergency, no matter whose jurisdiction you're in. So we've been doing that for many decades, unlike a lot of localities that usually only do it when they've exhausted all their resources.
Even the planning efforts to integrate Station 7 into the Greater Williamsburg fold for our fire and EMS responses, when York County had identified this as an opportunity, Chief Kopczynski got with myself and Chief Ash with James City Fire Department, and we sat down and we talked about what Station 7's response area was going to look like, and areas that they would be closer in the city that we would have them respond first to, and James City the same way.
And the locals understand, but maybe everybody thinking about this would not. Our mutual aid in the Williamsburg, James City County, York County area is unusual to its high degree.
Yes.
So there are places where you can sit and watch mutual response, and you can see units from 3 different localities, responding to the same call, and all the first responders think nothing of it. It's not really their issue, and so this is I think just reinforced and strengthened what was already a good system.
Absolutely.